I'm back for Midweek Soothe. This week, I thought I would teach you something that will just help to restore your brain in the mid afternoon. I don't know about you, but I'm not sleeping very well in this heat. And so I really need a nap because I'm exhausted. So if you are at home, great. If you're at work, could you go into another room and just put a do not disturb on the door and hope nobody comes for you? Let's see what you can do. And of course, if you're joining me on the recorded, well, of course, you can do this anytime. I tend to do my mid afternoon, if I'm really tired, I tend to do any mid afternoon naps before 3 p.m. And not longer than 20 minutes so that I don't feel too groggy. Um, 15 minutes kind of just about sorts me out. And it's surprising, isn't it? Like if you haven't slept very well, how a short little kind of recalibrate in the afternoon can make you just feel like, oh, I think it makes you actually feel like you can make better decisions. So instead of trying to plow through an endless task list, you just kind of go, okay, what's important for the energy that I have today? So when you are ready, please will you come down and lie on your back? So nice to see you, Susan Tracy Lackrudge. Come to lie on your back, long legs, long arms, and just notice how you are today, how this lesson finds you. And I often think it's really funny, isn't it? We wake up in the morning and then we have this great expanse of the day. And then we have nighttime where we lie down again. And it's the first time you just get to take the effects of gravity off your bones, all that holding yourself up. Um, because sitting also requires, muscles to keep you upright. But that um, ability just to lie on the floor and completely let go is just so wonderful. I really recommend it. So if you do work from home on some days or you find yourself at home, um, just get on the floor. Doesn't even have to be 15 minutes. But if I just think, oh, I can't think straight, I just get straight on the ground and go, okay, let me just breathe. All right. So your legs are long, your arms are long. Let your lower jaw drop away and notice how, notice the tension in your face and in your neck. Maybe there isn't any at all, but just notice if you allow your skull to drop back or kind of are you holding it tight with either jaw or the neck muscles? Notice if you're screwing your eyes or do they feel quite nice and easy as the two lids come together? And then notice how soon you arrive at a steady pace of breathing. And notice how your back makes contact with the floor. So the back of the head, what part of the back of the head are you on? And then maybe your next point of contact is your shoulder blades. And notice, do you sense more of the right shoulder blade or more of the left shoulder blade? Notice the space between the shoulder blades. And then the right ribs, the left ribs. Notice your waist. And then right side of pelvis, left side of pelvis. Which one feels heavier? And does that correlate to the heaviness you feel on the left side traveling up or the right side traveling up? Is there something about one side of the pelvis that kind of is true all the way up to your head on that side? Sometimes it is, sometimes it's a little bit crisscross. So it might not be as neat as that. And it might change from day to day. So let's not get into the habit of kind of going, oh, yeah, this side is always like this and this side is always like this, because it might actually change. Um, and it's you being really open to the subtleties of sensation on a day to day level and even day parts. And even, that's quite dependent on what you're doing and how much focus you're giving something. Okay, from here, could you very slowly open up your ears and see if you can notice all the sounds that you can hear. So, my voice is the obvious one, quite nearby, quite close to you, I'm guessing. And then, is there anything else going on? So, it could be your room if you have pets. Maybe you've got a little pet snuffling somewhere. If you live with somebody, maybe you can hear them in your flat or in your house. Maybe you've got neighbors in the garden, perhaps you can hear that. If you're at work, maybe there's a hum of people nearby. And then what about outside of your dwelling? Do you hear any other noises? Sometimes cars, sometimes planes. Um, there's often lots of bird noise where I am. Strangely not today. Strangely not now. But I can hear the hum of a plane. So just notice an environment that you're in. What else can you hear? And let it all be kind of just soft data. Kind of don't label it, just let it all be apparent and around you and let it kind of just pour into your ears without you reaching for the sounds at all. They just float into your ears. And then from here, really slowly, could you discern which is the farthest away noise? The sound that you hear that's furthest away. What is that? And you can tune into it with your ears. You don't necessarily have to label it. But the furthest away noise for me is the plane. And then something happening quite nearby is my husband's making himself some lunch, so I can hear him scraping a pot. I can now hear some birds. And then you're just got to figure out, for me, are the birds further away than my husband scraping the pot? Can't quite think. So just focus on that and let your jaw keep dropping and let your face be nice and soft. Don't strain at all. And then which is the next furthest away? Like you were drawing concentric circles, the one that's on the outside and then the one that's next in, and so on and so on and so on until you get to my voice again. So I'm guessing my voice is the loudest noise. And then just very gently, like ripples, could you travel from my voice to the furthest away noise in your space or outside of your space? So that you're traveling out, rippling out to the furthest away noise and then rippling all the way back in to the noise that's closer to you. And just take your time to do that. And it's really peaceful. It's like dropping a pebble into still water. And you have this lovely ripple that travels outwards. And then you're going to reverse it so it comes back in again. Make it as soft as you possibly can. And then you're going to turn up one hand, doesn't matter which. So if the back of the hand isn't already on the floor, make sure the back of the hand is on the floor. Whichever hand just comes into your awareness, first of all. And then as you sense the furthest away noise, could you take your fingers outwards so they move away from each other? And then as you come towards the closest sound, could you bring your fingers towards each other? So that there's this really lovely expansion through the hand. It's super slow. And as you exhale, there's a retraction through the hand and the fingers and the thumb as they come towards each other. If you're looking at me, don't copy my movement because I'm not doing it. I'm demoing it, which I never do. But just to give you an idea of what you're doing with the hand. But it's your own pace of movement and chime it, intertwine it if you can with your breath. So that it's almost like the fingers and thumb moving away from each other are searching or detecting the furthest away sound. And then gently, as you exhale, the fingers and the thumb bring you back to the closest sound. And everything's very soft. It's really soft. Could you just be so enraptured by the beauty of the process that you don't care if you get it right or wrong? If you've made a bit of a mistake and there was a sound even further away, it's fine. You can do it on the next iteration. You have all the time in the world to do this. There is no rush and there's no consequence to you getting it wrong. You're not going to be told off. Nobody will laugh at you. Those are the things that we worry about, aren't they? Maybe something's happened to you. Certainly did to me, where, you just felt like a real idiot if you got something wrong, or you made to feel like you were an idiot. But, we're all grown ups now. We are in charge of our own lives, hopefully. And so it doesn't matter, does it? It doesn't matter if you detected the wrong and the sound in the wrong order. It doesn't really matter, because the next iteration you can just be softer and kinder. Let your jaw drop, and then let go of the hand, let go of that awareness, and just let yourself be. And notice that when you let go of the exploration, what else do you let go of? Did you notice any other tiny little contraction that you held in your body when you were focusing? Sometimes it even can be the pelvic floor or the inner thighs. Do you know what I mean? Not a tight, a little gripping that you weren't consciously aware of. Sometimes the toes as well, or just notice where else were you gripping? And it's only when we let go of something that we understand that we were holding on to it. It's funny that, isn't it? Should we try that again? So eyes are closed, your lower jaw drops. Stay with the same hand. Generally, the hand you chose, you will have chosen because you do a lot with that hand. It's your dominant hand, so we'll stay with that. As you inhale, the fingers and thumb move away from each other on the inhale, and as you exhale, the fingers and the thumb come towards each other. And as you do that, you're also adding in the listening for the sounds that you hear. Far away, and then the next one in, and then the next one in, and the next one in. And it moves at the pace of your fingers and at the pace of your breathing. Yeah? So your fingers, your breathing, your oh, perception, your awareness travels out and in all at the same rate, at the same pace, at the same time. They move away at the same time and they come back at the same time. And keep softening that, keep making it softer and softer and softer. Okay, let go of the hand. Let go of the listening. And then just come back to your breath in and out through the nostrils. And just notice if there's been any shift at all in how you feel, in how you sense yourself. And if you want to stay on the ground, you can stay on the ground. Otherwise, you can just flutter your eyes open, bend your knees, roll over to one side. And when you come up to sit, just kind of notice what it's like to be half upright, the bottom still on the floor, and look around your surroundings. And just notice that softness that's descended on your system. Thanks so much for joining me. I will see you again soon. Take care. Bye bye.